Hello everybody, my name is Mohammed Fahad and this is my midterm project for CIS 3367. So here we have raw data. This raw data is according to SCAAP. You guys might be wondering what is SCAAP. So let me explain. Under the State Criminal Aliens Assistance Program, the Office of Justice Program makes payments to eligible state and unit of local government that incur certain types of costs due to incarceration of undocumented criminal aliens during a particular 12-month reporting period. So, as you guys can see here, we have our states, we have our applicant names, which are the correction facilities within those states. This is the final award amount that these correction facilities awarded at the end of the fiscal year. This is the total CO staff, so these are the correction officers at these facilities. This is reflecting their salary, so their budget. Then we have the total bed counts in column 5, which are the amount of beds that can hold the amount of inmates. Then we have total all inmate days. Then we have total inmate records, unique inmate records, ICE eligible inmates. We have illegal inmate days. Then we have ICE unknown inmates. That would be anyone undocumented that still can't be identified. And then we have unknown inmate days, and then ICE ineligible inmates. So we have 13 columns here, as you guys can see, and we have about 897 rows. So I'm just going to show you guys really quickly. Massive data would take hours to go through if we're just using this raw data. So to make our life easier, we'll be using pivot table, slicers, and we'll be using graphs, line graphs, bar graphs, pie graphs, column graphs, you name it, to make the data more visualized so it can be analyzed, and most importantly, it can be understandable, right? What's the point of having it if we can't understand the data? But before we go into that, I just want to give you guys some more background information about SCAAP, which is known as State Criminal Alien Assistance Program, right? So this particular data that we're looking at here is for the fiscal year of 2013. And to give you guys the background information regarding so you guys might be wondering what is ICE, so just gonna give you guys some more background information regarding this raw data. So secure communities is a simple and common sense way to carry out ICE enforcement priorities for those aliens detained in the custody of another law enforcement agency. It uses a federal information sharing partnership between DHS, which is Department of Homeland Security, and the FBI, which is Federal Bureau of Investigation, that helps to identify in custody aliens without imposing our new or additional requirement on state and local law enforcement. For decades, local jurisdictions have shared the fingerprint of individuals arrested and or booked into custody with the FBI to see if those individuals have a criminal record and outstanding warrant. Under secure communities, the FBI automatically sends the fingerprints to DHS to check against its immigration database. If these checks reveals that an individual is unlawfully present in the United States or otherwise removal, ICE takes enforcement action, prioritizing the removal of individual who presents the most significant threat to public safety as determined by the severity of their crime, their criminal history, and risk to public safety, as well as those who have violated the nation's immigration law. And this is the data. This is basically what is the data all about. So just gonna explain more of the data, and we're gonna try to analyze it and make it more visual for us, right? So here, going on to sheet 2, here we have, this is the top 10 inmate records, total inmate records, compared with ICE ineligible inmates. So what I really like about this slicer is, say you want to see how many ineligible inmates are there, which states are 123 ineligible states inmates are there in. So, for example, say we want to see how many ineligible inmates are there for 89, right? So you click on 89, and this is the only state. And let's do another number. Let's do 50. 50, these are Kansas, Florida, Indiana, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Wisconsin. And there's 50 ineligible inmates out of the total inmate records. So this slicer helps us just picking a number, and it will tell us which states there are, according to that number, how many ineligible inmates are there in those particular states. So this is very helpful and lets us look at particular numbers to particular states. The next sheet here, what we have here is a column chart, and in the column chart it's being compared with total inmates record with ICE eligible inmates. So these are eligible inmates which these correction facilities will receive funding according to SCAAP. And here, this column chart here, just by looking at it, you can see that California is one of the top states. Texas is right after California, and this is very visual. It's very easy to just analyze it just by looking at it. And let's moving on to the next sheet. Let's see what we have here. So here we have another slicer, and we have a bar chart here along with a line chart. So what is these line chart and bar chart about? So the bar chart is total salary of CO by states. Of course, we want to analyze the salary and see if the facilities with the highest staff are, if they're also the facilities with the highest salary, right? Or in terms of budget, if they're taking up more costs. So which looks like that California was our main prospect in the last sheet, and so is here. And well, you know what, we can just use the slicer and just pick on California if we wanted to, right? So you pick on California, and there you go. It will tell us exactly how much is the total, and then even on the line chart we can see. And that's just one example. Let's pick on another state. For example, let's pick on our home state, New York. Let's see what New York is. And this is New York. So there you go. If you look at here, that's New York right there. So this allows us, just by picking on the states and then looking at the numbers that we want. So to conclude, only federal DHS officers make immigration enforcement decisions, and they do so only after an individual is arrested for a criminal violation of local, state, or federal law, separate and apart from any violation of immigration law. So with that being said, this is what the data reflects on. And that's about it. I want to thank you everyone for watching my video. And I hope this was informative to you, and thank you.